again. Couldn't get any of your comments the last time. Maybe I'll be able to see your comments this time. That would be super cool. Maybe. We'll see. If not, I'm not going to stop it a second time. If I don't see your comments this time, then I'm just going to chalk it up to being some sort of a technical glitch. Oh well. Anyway, we were talking about the nice, comfortable morning. Since I've tried to delete the other version, we're just going to go right in and talk about things right now. Starting off, 60s, 70s, it is another very nice morning. We were talking about how little by little the dew points have been on the climb. And that is going to be the trend over the course of the day today as well. So watch the temperatures late this morning into the upper range of the 70s, mid 80s by 1 o'clock. We'll top off around 89 degrees for our high temperature today. It is going to be a beautiful day, but yes, again, it's going to be a warm day with readings around 90 degrees. Just kind of depends on exactly where you are. So that said, let's talk about temperatures neighborhood by neighborhood today. All right, we're up to about 89 degrees in the metro. 88 in Leesburg, out in the suburbs, Bithlo, UCF, Avalon Park, we're at about 88 degrees. 85 in Daytona Beach and 86 in Palm Bay. I apologize. I can't see any of your comments, so we're just gonna roll today. We're just gonna roll. I'm gonna talk to nobody. Is that weird of me? All right, we're going to talk to nobody. But I know that your weather information is important, and just because the Facebook and the Twitter and all that doesn't seem to want to work with us doesn't mean that the weather information isn't going to be there. I'm just not going to be able to chat with you, which is frankly my favorite part of this. But it's Friday, so who cares, right? We'll just roll with it. All right, so temperatures are going up, but we talked yesterday about how the muggy meter was going to try and go up, right? Case in point, watch the muggy meter. Dew point temperatures in the mid-60s today. They go into the upper 60s tomorrow and Sunday. And by Monday, it's humid. That magical 70-degree dew point. That's when I go inside for coffee talk. I've been doing coffee talk in my favorite room of the house, the back patio. But as soon as that dew point hits 70, guess where coffee talk goes? Back inside. That's okay. It is what it is, right? I'm sure you're fine with it. I mean, what are you going to do, right? Can't control it, so it is what it is. All right, I guess I'm going to just go over. I see some of your posts here. That's so weird that my syndicator isn't working, but I went to actual Facebook instead of the syndicator, and now I can see your comments. Yeah, Kenneth says syndication software issues. That must be what it is, because I just pulled it up. I just pulled up the Facebook feed like I'm actually watching it along with you, and I can see the comments. So that's just what we're going to have to do. That's okay. Carolyn says better than going inside because it's snowing. Aha, very correct. We're not going to have to deal with that. I can tell you that for sure. So it's a nice setup this weekend, but yes, the humidity is starting to go up. Let's take a look at the temperatures and the forecast for your weekend. And yes, it is going to be getting warmer. 89 degrees for your Saturday. We're up to about 87 degrees for your Sunday. So little by little, Michelle says humidity makes me cry. This time of year, I get it, because we're on our right direction. Hey, speaking of this time of year, can I share something with you guys and gals? All right, so did I tell you that I was working on projection mapping for the holidays? So Alex Alisi, my knight in shining armor, who's a true engineer, by the way. This is a picture I took yesterday. That's Alex. Now, Alex worked the night shift last night, okay? Alex worked the night shift. How did he spend his morning before he went into the office? Literally with a head in a box. He was building me a housing. This is him sealing it up. This is a housing for my video projection mapping stuff. So, in addition to that, I started playing around with it, and now it's not set perfect, I'll have you know. But this is my first shot at it on my house. Yeah, so we've got the ghosts, the ghouly ghosts. We got the ghouly ghosts up there and kind of textured it with some old brick, made it look like an old scary house. You can see the garage door over the garage door. So I've remapped it, And so I'm hoping by tonight that I'll be able to get out there and actually get it all positioned correctly. My goal is by the end of the day today to have it done so that way I can throw it on a fire stick and give it a shot. And then if that's the case, my son will be able to see ghosts on his house. That's my goal. That would be an awesome goal. So anyway, I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. Enough about me. What about you, right? We talked a little bit about the Halloween forecast. We'll get to the long range stuff in a moment, but first let's just kind of deal with what we've got right now, and then we'll continue on. But I would love to have that tonight so that even my neighbors, like my neighborhood put out a scavenger hunt for the holidays, for the Halloween decorations, and they don't have my scary actual haunted house texture thing there because I haven't done it yet. But hopefully tonight we'll throw them all something crazy. That's my goal, at least. All right, tonight. Speaking of tonight, if I wasn't in major parent mode, I would be going to the UCF game. If my kids were a little older, I would be going to the UCF game. Forecast for the UCF game, by the way, is looking unbelievably beautiful. Bright sunshine for tailgating tonight. We drop into the lower 80s for kickoff and then into the 70s. There may be a sprinkle or two. We're not overly anticipating that, but we're going to at least keep it in the mention. Michael, how am I projection mapping? Man, I've watched more tutorials than I even care to admit. I've done a lot of tutorials, but yeah, that's the idea is to blow my kids' minds. I mean, Eric's going to be an easy blow to the mind right now. Alexander's just going to be like, you know, he's like 14 months old, so it's going to be a little harder to wow him. But if I can just get, Melanie says, such a great dad. Hey, Melanie, think about this. You know, you teaching me the Chiron how many years ago is leading to me trying to be a cooler dad. Now, when they get older, we'll see how that plays out. But thank you, Melanie, for always teaching. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kind of like the space game. If you haven't been to a space game out at UCF, you have to go tonight. As a matter of fact, if you have any ability to, please go and support our Knights, for goodness sake. It's going to be a great football game. And there's a ton of tickets still available. So go, go, go. Tiffany says Alex is going to be little Eric's best bud, helping make all those fun things, right? I told Alex, I was like, my son doesn't even know you yet, and he's already going to be like celebrating you. So yeah. Heather says UCF space game tonight. Giddy up. Why is it that all of these badges are showing up in different languages? Is Facebook messed up? I don't even know. Let's see here. Tiffany says, go Knights, charge on. I've got my Marching Knights alumni shirt. How fun. The space game uniforms are always so cool, but this year is so flipping cool. So cool. I love what they did this year. Michael says, I have a projector. I just bought it. Sort of project on my Lego Disney castle. That's super cool. But I have a bigger one I have love to use outside. I may have to Twitter message you on the pro. Yeah, absolutely. Message me. I'll send you the little instruction videos that I watched. And it's not hard. It is time consuming. Like last night I had to go outside and I had to remap my house because I tested it. That's why the projection, you know, I built like a dummy projection, which is why it doesn't line up. But then I built, you know, then I went last night for the first time in my housing and I built a real projection. And so that's, you know, that's the mapping of the house. So now I have to go back into After Effects and redraw everything to that house in that aspect ratio and everything. So it's a process. It's a process. Brenda says, please send us pics when the projection of the house is complete. You know I'm going to share that. You know I'm going to nerd out. Absolutely. Let's see here. Good morning, Robin. How are you? Sherry, Palm Coast weather for tomorrow. Signed in late. Have birthday party in the park. So tomorrow's looking great. When we look at the weekend forecast, and I'll pop up the 7-day, and then we can get into some long range, all that fun stuff. All right, so tomorrow nice. Another comfortably coolish morning. The afternoon brings us up to nearly 90. For Sunday, there's going to be a front in the area, which means a few more showers, and the high is going to be a little lower. The morning's going to be a bit milder, okay? So Sunday's going to have a few additional showers, but all said and done, both days are really not looking too bad. Here's a look at the surface map just to kind of illustrate what we're doing. So there's the front up to the north of us this afternoon. As it approaches us, we may get a couple of showers during the day tomorrow, but really it's going to be around Sunday when we see the majority of that moisture in play. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. We'll let you know if there's some showers. It's not going to be the kind of scenario where we ruin a weekend or anything like that. It's just going to be some stuff around. Daryl says this weekend is the Micanopy Fall Art Festival and the Ocala Art Festival. Hopefully good weather. Yeah, I think it's going to be good weather. Yeah. Please send us pics. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to get through here. You're a great husband to your wife and dad, and a great Facebook husband. Becca, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Look, I just try. I'm no perfect being, believe me. But all I can do is the best I can do. It'd be cooler if I was heading to Disney today, but I'm doing my own projection mapping instead. Temperatures today, again, mid to upper 80s, nearly 90 degrees. It is going to be a nice and warm one. Look across the rest of the country. While we're sitting pretty here, the cold is starting to ramp up in other locations. It's 41 in Chicagoland right now, 46 in Denver. That's that next front that's on the way and kind of on the move. So, more and more people will be getting into that cooler air. Here's a look at the surface map. There's that high pressure building in. And then there's another front looking at the Pacific Northwest. That's going to be the next storm system that moves through. So, yeah, we will be watching. We will be watching. The tropics, nice and quiet for now. Let's see what's doing. Let me pull up the models. This is from yesterday. Let me get the new model. And then, of course, we'll look into the long-range stuff. All right, so this is the GFS mean sea level pressure normalized anomaly. My head hurts when you started talking about aspect ratio, Michael says. Yeah, it's all around. It's got to work on it. Got to work on it all. But listen, at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is make my kids smile. Now, while I was I'm talking, so you have to bear with me. I'm a nerd. It's the way it works. So while I was out there, and that's like, my laptop and the TV. So I've got the laptop and the TV, and my neighbor across the street, George, comes out, and he says, "What are you doing?" And so I start talking to him, and I show him what I'm doing. And my whole time with this projection mapping thing, I'm just worried my neighbors are going to get annoyed with me. George says, "That is so cute." Goes in and gets his wife. And then Kathy comes out and I show it. Now, they're both jet lagged. They had like the trip of a lifetime. So maybe they were a little jet lagged to not be. My thing is I just didn't want it to be like, well, that's gaudy. I want it to be delightfully tacky. At the end of the day, I just want to make kids smile so that when they're walking around, they're like, whoa. It's not going to be Disney quality. But my goal is to be as Disney quality as my cheap tush can afford and wants to do it. Bobby, are we going to have a storm Halloween weekend? Let's look at the models, and then we'll look at the long-range stuff. Sherry, you projected something around Halloween. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at the long-range stuff. Just kind of getting caught up on the comments here. And I apologize, my syndicator comments. Yeah, it's still dead over there. Isn't that funny? I'll have to send them a note. I pay good money for the syndicator. All right. Enough about me talking. Let's look at the model. All right, so here is the GFS. Remember, orange, that's high pressure. That's nice dry stuff. Blah, blah, blah. There, that's Tuesday, October 26th. That's 2 p.m. Nice kind of storm system working into the deep south. Right there, the 27th, Wednesday of next week. Okay? Decent storm system moving into the deep south. Now, did we put that in our calendar? We did. I've got the 28th for us. I put early cool front, and there you go. There's that front. That's going to be a stormy-ish setup for us, okay? Rain chances are going to be higher because of that front. But as it clears out, now there's going to be another front there, the 31st. Let's go to our long range. I'm going to go to my phone calendar. The 31st. What did I put in there for the 31st? Front storm system. Added October 12th. Added 10 days ago. The models were not hinting at it 10 days ago. Why could we do that? Because of the BSR, the long range bearing straight rule technique. So there it is. So the question then, will this time out so that we have showers around trick-or-treating? We know the 28th there's going to be a front. We know that around Halloween there's going to be another front. But it all depends on the timing. Then after that, look in the Caribbean. That's November 2nd, 8 a.m. A little something in the Caribbean tropically. And that's as far out as the model goes. Around November 7th, another front. Let's look and see. I've got November 6th, warm-up southeast storm system, and then front. Yeah. All right. So the model's lining up pretty well with the BSR, but we can then expand on that and look at the BSR. Now, what is the BSR? That's probably what you're asking. I get it. The BSR is one of our 2 long-range forecasting techniques that we use. Let me just back this up. The BSR. So what the BSR does, it's called the Bering Strait Rule. And what you're looking at is a weather map, essentially, of the Bering Strait up in Alaska or near Alaska. What we do is we overlay the United States on it because what we have found is that the weather there is a teleconnection. That teleconnection allows us to look and see what's coming down the pike. Okay, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. My chat is acting up now, Bruce says. Jenny, I'm sure your protecting will come out good. Oh, projecting. You have quite a bit of experience projecting the weather, and that comes out very well. Well, thank you, Jenny. I'm gonna try. How did it go? Was it Mean Girls where they're like, I want to be the cool mom, right? Like, I want to be the cool dad. That's my goal in life. My boss will tell you, as soon as I had a kid, our first difficult conversation, because we all have to have difficult conversations with our boss. Our first difficult conversation, my boss and I literally said, my kids are the most important thing. Everything else comes second. Period. Now, my boss is a mom. She gets it. But, we had that conversation. So, that's my goal in life. I want to be a cool dad. Let's see here. Comments. Science is awesome. It really is. When that has happened to me as a kid. Oh, got it, Carolyn. Yeah. Let's see here. Not the Let's see. I'm just kind of rolling through here. Making sure we don't have any comments we missed. Better late than never. Good morning from sunny Flagler Beach. Ryan, good morning, buddy. We're just looking long range at this point. Comments are acting all kinds of funky today. So, sorry. All right, so that's a look at the BSR to start. We'll roll through. There's a little front and storm system. 12Z on October 13th. So that is the 30th. Yeah, so that's around Halloween. There's Halloween storm system moving away from us. So I think we're still in line with, some opportunity for moisture around. Getting warm there, that is 12Z on that's November 2nd. That's getting warm, and I did put a warm up in there already. There's a cold front, dropping the temperatures a little bit. There's an indicator there for some sort of tropical activity around, what is that date? That is 12Z on October 8th. So on November 4th, that's a look at November 4th. There's some sort of a storm system out in the Gulf of Mexico. Models have not really keyed in on it yet, but it's kind of working toward the Panhandle Big Bend area. That would be an indicator to me of some sort of tropical activity or some sort of a storm system. And that would be then a player in the 2022 hurricane season forecast. So kind of interesting there. Big storm system there. The 7th, 6th into the 7th, big storm system. Yeah, the 6th, really, November 6th, big storm system. Probably going to be the threat of severe weather out ahead of that one, too. And then another decent, now that's a good storm system there. November 8th, cold front storm system. Yeah, we added that a couple of days ago. That's going to be a decent, I'm going to change it from cold front storm system to nasty storm system. Cold front, nasty storm system for November 8th. It just looks like it's got the markings of that. And then there's another decent storm system into Texas. Texas is looking rough next couple of days. There goes, it lifts to the north. Decent cold front. And then there, a decent cold front is moving into our area, which would line up to being 12Z on November 11th, Veterans Day. May have a cold front moving in around Veterans Day. So, yeah. We'll eyeball it. We'll give it a couple of days, but if it continues to look the way that it does, then we'll add it to our long-range stuff. So, when we chat about the long-range forecast, as we've seen, this is what we did yesterday, and at the moment, we're not going to add anything to it, but this is kind of where our long-range forecast sits at the moment. So, October 28th, we've got a cold front. Then around the 31st, cold front and potentially a storm system. The question is, when does that clear out from the picture? Let's come back. So we know that the LRC is showing that. Let's come over. Let's switch to moisture, precipitation, composite reflectivity. We will do states, Florida. All right. So let's look and see what the GFS is painting in. So first and foremost, you can obviously see Florida. We're looking nice and dry. There's Tuesday, October 26th. There's some rain, though, coming in around the 28th, which we knew. That's a part of our long-range forecast. We've had that October 28th rain in there. That cold front was talked about October 11th. So we added that cold front in around the 11th, okay? Continuing on, the 29th is nice, the 30th is nice, the 31st. So the GFS isn't really picking up on that. Let me go back and model run and just see. So interesting, the GFS isn't picking up on that secondary front, really. There it is, kind of a little bit, but it looks like a fairly dry front on Halloween. Let's switch over to the European. Precipitation, moisture. I just want to find the right. Oh, it's because you don't go far enough out. Duh. All right. Interesting. Is the Euro not run completely? Yeah, I guess the Euro didn't run completely. All right. Well, at any rate, the models are not picking up on much moisture from that Halloween front, but the BSR is kind of giving us a bit of a better indicator of that moisture, so I would say that that one for Halloween is something we're going to have to watch. The guarantee is not there that it's going to be a perfect Halloween. Then we start to warm up around November 2nd, then we get our next front, and then November 4th, I think we're going to have to start watching the Gulf of Mexico to see kind of what direction some tropical stuff goes. So, yeah, have to see how that all plays out. Doctor's appointment at 9, Ryan. Go, be good. Have a good one, buddy. Let's see here. We'll be in the Eastern Caribbean October 23rd to the 31st. Any storms then? The models are kind of, Phyllis, they're kind of indicating something may try to get going in the Eastern Caribbean. But remember, if you're on a cruise, the cruise line is going to avoid that like the plague. So that's the good news. But the models are hinting at something definitely toward the end of your cruise. Yeah. Enjoy the weather despite a bit more humidity. I will be watering flower beds and trees, getting quite dry here. No rain in sight. Good stuff. Marie, of course, my pleasure. My pleasure for the updates. Anybody have any questions? Got it, Becca. Sending good vibes your way. Marie, if I run means nurses here. Remember, real life is more important than coffee talk. It's okay. So that's just a glance at what we're kind of eyeballing ahead. We'll see how it all plays out. For now, pretty nice and quiet setup. All right, so let's look back to our 7-day forecast and get you planned for the weekend, my friends, because the weekend is here. If I could find that button. There's the button. All right, so for the weekend forecast, we're looking pretty good. We've got a couple of showers, especially Sunday with that next front. But again, there's that next front in there Thursday, that around the 28th. That's what we've been talking about. We'll watch for a few showers, and then again around Halloween. There's no guarantee that Halloween's going to be great this year. It does look like if we're favoring anything, it would probably be, a front being over us. So there may be a few showers for Halloween. But we'll have to watch, see how it all plays out. All right, my friends, any questions, comments, concerns? I apologize that the chat has been a little goofy today. My apologies. FSU weather, please. You know what? I didn't make the forecast for that because I've been off the last couple of days, and it looks like the Mets only did the forecast for UCF. Melanie, I'm sorry. I won't let that happen again. I'm sorry. Wait. Yeah, I'm sorry. They just did the UCF one. Was there a possible warm-up for November 7th? That's wine and dine half. Let me eyeball that. November 7th. 5th. So November 6th, I've got warm-up in southeast storm system and then a front moving in around the 7th or the 8th. So there will be a storm system in the vicinity. The question is exactly where does that go? Yeah. We'll have to see the progression of that. Tim's asking, waves coming off of Africa. No, we're not really there right now. The tropics are pretty quiet. This is the time of year, though, that the tropics out off the coast of Africa do get quiet. So, yeah, so far so good. Janet says, parents are moving back to the Bahamas November 1st. Hope the weather's on their side. I think so. I think we'll be okay for now. So what is it with the Space Games? Is it when the launch out of Cape Canaveral or when they wear the spacesuit jersey? I think it's just when they wear the jersey. I don't know if there's any other adjustments from that, I love your family priorities and your flexibility with technical issues. Max, thanks. Hey, listen, got to do what you got to do, right? Roll on through. Mike says, good morning, Eric. Amazing DMV set list on What Would You Play. Great job. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, they've been playing my What Would You Play. I got a chance to host Dave Matthews Band Radio on Sirius XM, and I played my favorite songs, including Spotlight, which if you're a Dave fan, you may not even know it. It's pretty obscure. Dave called it a pile of poop. It's one of my favorite songs. JTR. I got it in Tampa this year, so life is good. Anyway, so much fun. All right, that's it. Enough. It's Friday, and I've got to go do some projection mapping. Got to fire up the old After Effects in the computer. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you tomorrow morning for WESH 2 News Sunrise. And then, of course, Coffee Talk at 8 o'clock. Be good, guys. Have a